Am I racist?
I would really appreciate it if you left.
I'm trying to learn. I'm on this journey.
Can you please leave?
If I'm going to sort this out, I need to go deeper undercover. If I want to be an ally, I need to look like one.
They gon' say I'm racist.
Joining us now is Matt, DEI expert.
What are you doing to decenter your whiteness?
Who's making it the center? Why are they doing that?
So I'll look around the room and point to the most racist person in the room. I'm out, guys.
They gon' say you racist.
Am I Racist? Rated PG-13. Buy tickets now.
It's his dryness. That's what makes this stuff so funny when he does it. It's this old curmudgeon dry delivery. We'll get to his friggin' movie in a moment. Hey, Matt, first I want to talk to you about raw milk. I'm a huge fan, Matt. Could you break down raw milk? I'm just kidding. I've never had it before, but it looks delicious, Matt.
Yeah, well, apparently I'm the expert. I'm the spokesman for milk now. I've talked about milk. I've been in the public, the commentary space for years now. I've said one thing on the subject of milk once, and that was on Sunday. And it was my one time saying anything about milk, and it went massively viral. And now I've got people screaming at me over something that, apparently, look, I'll say this on raw milk. You want to drink it, go ahead. I think it's gross. You want to drink it, fine. I'm not saying anyone should ban it. I don't really care that much. I don't drink milk at all. I'm an adult, I don't drink milk. I haven't had a glass of milk since I was like 8. But I just don't, it shouldn't be the centerpiece of your identity and your ideology is all I'm saying. And what I've learned from some people is that if you don't like raw milk, you're like excised from the conservative movement. You don't belong anymore if you don't drink raw milk, which I didn't know it was that serious.
Yeah, man. Well, welcome, buddy. You troll these health freaks. I've been doing it with the keto people for years, and it is hysterical watching these people lose their freaking minds. All right, I'm going to move off of that, and let's focus on some important things. You wrote a great piece for the Daily Wire about these Venezuelan gangs coming in, of course, Tren de Aragua. Venezuela empties its prisons onto American soil, where they now rape, murder, assault, and loot the United States of America. And the left-wingers who we have in charge of this country, they think it's hilarious. They love it.
Yeah. Well, because they don't care about Americans at all. And this is the fundamental difference here, really ideologically, is and there are many differences, of course, but you've got these people on the left. They just don't. The actual well-being of American citizens, which should be the most basic thing politically that concerns us, does not concern them at all. I mean, it really comes down to that. They just don't. They don't care that much about the fact that in American communities you're dealing with this. I mean, this is the kind of thing that it's obvious to you and me, but to these people it isn't. It's the kind of thing that should fill you with rage when you see this sort of thing happening in an American community. But and if you don't have that gut level reaction, then there's something, I think, deeply wrong with you spiritually.
Okay, so what is wrong with them, Matt? How can you look at the American people being terrorized? How many stories have you had to cover, have I had to cover? These beautiful young women being bludgeoned to death, children. It's just, the stories are awful. The kind of stuff that just, if you're a parent, if you're a human, it tears your heart out. So if you're one of these people doing it on purpose, as the Democrat politicians and losers like James Lankford, they're doing it on purpose. If you're one of those people, how do you sleep at night? What do you tell yourself when you go to bed and know that you opened up the border and a 12-year-old girl got raped, strangled, and chucked in a ditch here in Houston?
Yeah, I think there's 2 levels. So there's the people that are in charge that push this stuff, the elites. And for them, I just think that they're basically soulless, and they've decided that it works to their benefit to bring about the destruction of American society. They want to dismantle everything because they figure that in the midst of that chaos, they can gain more power and influence and money. It's a story as old as time in many ways. But then on just like your average liberal voter, let's say, I don't think that most of them really want to see their own communities destroyed, because you at least have some basic self-interest, right? You want to be safe yourself. You'd think you'd want that for your family, no matter where you are in the political spectrum. But I think a lot of them have been brainwashed into this idea that it's you're not allowed care about the well-being of your own community and your own country. They've been brainwashed with this idea that it's somehow racist or xenophobic or something to prioritize the well-being of your countrymen. And many of them have taken that to heart, and it's completely deranged.
Along those lines, let's talk about this movie, because there is a poll of all the polls that we have to read daily, presidential polls and public opinion polls and poll this and poll that. The one that I think sticks in my mind more than any poll of my 43 years on this planet is after there wasn't a red wave during the midterms. It was more like a red trickle, and now we have a slim Republican majority of losers in the Congress. Democrats were polled, and their top issue by a mile, Matt, by a mile, was white supremacy, something that does not exist in organized form in any way in this country. If you were ever outed as a legitimate white supremacist, your entire life, your career would be over. You'd have to change your name and move to the mountains somewhere like the Unabomber. It just you'd never be allowed in polite society. This is not something that exists, yet for half the country, it's the top issue and it's how they vote. Matt, you made a movie, a hilarious movie, I might point out. You made a movie about this. What is this thing? What's wrong with us?
Yeah, I think it goes back kind of to the dichotomy between the elites, the people in charge, and the average people on the street. And I think that, look, as you point out, white supremacy does not exist in an organized form. It's not something. I mean, the other day, Kamala Harris was out promoting the fact that they passed an anti-lynching law. She's very proud of it. They passed it 2 years ago. Lynching was already illegal like 3 times over. It was already a hate crime. No black person has been lynched in this country in like 40 years. It's not something you have to worry about. And that's obvious to us. And I think that if you just kind of leave people alone to just live their lives, they kind of see that obviously you notice people of different races in your everyday life, and it's, you notice it, but it's not going to be a central focus of your life. You just kind of live your life and you're not too worried about it. And the grifters know that, which is why these racist grifters, these DEI grifters, they know that, which is why their job is to come in and tell people, no, you need to focus on this all the time. You think you're not racist because you look inside your own mind and you think, well, I don't hate people of other races. It's not that simple. In fact, if you think you're not racist, that's even a greater indication that you are racist, and they want to keep you in that kind of space where you're just circling around this idea, spiraling into sort of racial insanity.
Speaking of racism, Dome was doing a rally and she dropped the old Georgia accent. I guess that's what this is.
You better thank a union member for the 5-day work week. You better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave. You better thank a union member for vacation time.
Matt, there's nothing funnier to me in politics than Democrats pandering to black people. It's so nakedly racist in and of itself. Pandering, shameless, cringy, from Hillary Clinton's hot sauce to Joe Biden flat out told them they were going back to chains. Mitt Romney got elected, of all people, to Dome pretending from Georgia to Detroit. She's some from the ghetto, apparently. I love it, Matt. It just makes me laugh.
It is hilarious, and she doesn't. It's even funnier, of course, because she doesn't nail the. I don't know what it's funny because I guess she's trying to appeal to black voters, obviously, but she sounds, if anything, like a plantation owner in the antebellum South in 1850. Like that, if the accent sounds like anything, it reminds me of that, or Foghorn Leghorn, as other people have pointed out. She doesn't even nail it. She's from Canada. She's a wealthy person from Canada, and that's who she is. And it's fine to be. I mean, it's not great to be from Canada. I wouldn't be proud of it either. But you are who you are. At least embrace that fact is what I would say.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait till my wife sees this. Matt, tell me about this movie. I have to know. Tell everyone about it.
Well, this is our exploration of anti-racism and DEI, and in order to, it's all real. We talk to real people. Nothing's scripted. But through the course of the movie, I become a DEI expert myself. And all I'm really doing is I'm just taking these ideas that these people have and I'm trying to put it into practice in the film. And we kind of go down the rabbit hole. It goes to some very strange and rather dark places, but also I think pretty funny. And it comes out September 13th. You can buy tickets now at miracist.com. We got pre-sale tickets are very important with films like this, so encourage everyone to go there and buy the tickets.
Yeah, I would encourage him to do the same. Matt, thank you, brother. As always, love your work. I appreciate you very much. I would thank you for coming to my YouTube channel, but I know how brilliant it is, and I know you love it here. So subscribe and watch. We're going to start really ramping things up and putting some funny stuff, some interesting stuff out there, some collaborations. Either way, my YouTube channel is officially the place to be. So stick around.